Hey guys, No Guilt Girl here, and I'm here with another no guilt recipe just for you in time for spring. Everybody knows that going out is really fun when you're with all your girls and you go to the club and dancing, but every now and then it can be a lot of fun too to stay in. And on those nights where you stay in, what better time to serve a healthy yet decadent, delicious appetizer for all your girlfriends to enjoy while you guys have the time of your lives. So I'm going to show you something very simple and delicious and rich that you can make that all of your girlfriends will be like, this must be like 1,000 calories, and you're gonna be able to tell them that it's definitely not, and they don't have to worry because they can eat it, they can enjoy it, and it's not gonna go straight to their waistlines. So let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to be baking a blueberry and brie flatbread, and it is very, very fancy looking. It looks like you could get this at like a tapas restaurant. Your friends are going to be super impressed, but little do they know how easy it was to make it. So I'm going to have you guys follow me over here by the stove. I have blueberries that I defrosted on a low heat over the stove with some raspberry balsamic vinegar. And raspberry balsamic vinegar, I'm going to pour a little bit more in the pan so you can see what it looks like there. It's like a dark pinkish purple. It's very sweet. You can use a balsamic vinegar in the place of that, but if you can find the raspberry balsamic, it really adds a delicious touch. So I'm going to actually turn up the heat now that the blueberries are defrosted, and I'm going to kind of press on them so the blueberry juices can mingle with the raspberry vinegar. And what's going to start to happen is we're going to bring this to a boil, and the sugars of the natural sugars in the blueberries and the vinegar are going to start to thicken the sauce. We want the sauce to be thick because if it's too runny, it'll make our crust soggy, and we don't want that because soggy crusts are not a good time. So I'm going to turn the heat up, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like in 5 minutes after it's thickened a little bit. So here we have our pan-roasted blueberry balsamic sauce. I literally just let it cook down for 5 minutes, and I let it cool off for 2 to let it thicken just a little bit more as it cooled. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to sprinkle just a little bit of stevia in the raw just to give it that little extra bit of sweetness just in case there's any excessive tanginess from the vinegar. I just like to add just about, I don't know, maybe about half a teaspoon or so. That's really all you need because it's already pretty sweet and delicious. So I'm going to mix it up in there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the pizza, and as you can see, it's not liquidy at all. This is very thick. It should not be runny or watery whatsoever because, like I said, it will make such a thin crust break potentially because it will get soggy, and we don't want that. So I'm going to spread this around. Make sure that there's no sauce that's piling up in one corner of the pizza because that could also make a crust soggy. So we're going to spread that all around there. Make sure you get all the corners because we don't want any bite to go unsauced. And this is really delicious. It has so many antioxidants in the blueberries and the balsamic vinegar, and there's a lot of fiber in the sauce too because we didn't strain out the blueberry skins because it adds texture, flavor, and like I said again, fiber. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to break up these little pieces of brie. I used about 2 ounces here. A serving size is 1 ounce, so I would say this could comfortably make like maybe 3 or 4 appetizers. So you're not getting a ton of cheese, but you don't need a lot because brie is very decadent and flavorful, so we don't need a ton of it. And you just want to evenly put the squares around. It's going to melt, so it's going to spread out among the pizza, so you don't want to put it too close to the edges because then the cheese could actually leak out on the foil, and that would be a travesty to waste any of this delicious brie cheese. So we don't want that either. Okay. Now what I'm going to do as a finishing touch, I'm going to add some chopped almonds to the top of the pizza because these will get toasty in the oven and will give them extra nutty flavor, which will really complement the flavors of the brie and the sauce. So here we have it, our blueberry brie flatbread. And you can eat this as a yummy dinner all for yourself because it is in fact under 500 calories for this whole thing. Or you could just cut it up into squares and share it with some friends. I usually pick the first option, but if you have more self-control than me, then more power to you. So thank you for sticking with me for another episode of No Guilt Girl, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this recipe.
Hope you'll find me every time. 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 And I won't be the one to forfeit this round. I will win your heart, and you will be on my side. You start it every time. You're always the one to say goodbye. And I wanna turn to hide. I'm afraid I'll realize that I've been left behind. Hope you'll find me every time. 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 Hope you'll find me every time.